Hey guys, I've been working on the cooking compartment for my new bug out bag, and one of the items I'd like to include in this compartment is a pot cozy. And the pot cozy is used a lot by ultralight backpackers. They use it to help them conserve fuel, and they simplify and kind of automate their cooking. So what the pot cozy is it's an insulated shield that kind of goes over their pot, and it's made out of a material similar to this. And what it does is it allows them, they boil their water, and then they're able to put like a bag of the food that they're going to be rehydrating into the pot and close it in the pot cozy, and that helps keep all the heat in so it doesn't cool off, and it's a way of kind of simmering their food instead of just having the heat escape through since it's a single walled mug. So I've never made a pot cozy before. And so what I did is I went and bought all the materials that are used for one. You could Google and find all this information out. And so I printed off a little instruction manual on how to make a pot cozy. And so I'm going to try it, and I'm going to film it. So what I needed to get was have my pot. So this is a Snow Peak titanium pot that I got at REI. This next thing, it's metal tape. They use it for flexible ducts and air conditioners and dryer vents. And then I also got this is a shield that goes over your car windshield, and to protect it from in the summertime. Then also I got a tape measure, some scissors, a marker. I have my instructions. And so what I'm going to try to do is make this pot cozy to fit this exact mug that I have, and then I'm going to try to use it and boil some water for some mac and cheese. This is what I have in my food compartment right now. This is a whole box of mac and cheese, and it's vacuum sealed. So I'm going to try, boiling some water, putting the water into this plastic bag, putting that into the pot, and then putting the pot into the pot cozy, and let's see if it works okay. And I'll let you know how it works. So this video is going to be in different parts because I've never done it before and I need to read the instructions. So I'm going to get started with step one. Okay, so the first step in this instruction manual for making a pot cozy was making the pot cozy sidewall. So what it kind of instructed you to do was to measure, the distance from the bottom of the mug to the top, and then making something that would fit the entire sidewall. So I'm going to be cutting along this line here that I did with the permanent marker, and then that's going to be able to be rolled around across. And it's probably going to overlap a little bit, so I'll be cutting those edges off so it has a snug, not too snug, but a nice good fit onto the mug. And I did it on the side here, which has this little texture, so that gives it a nice little smooth entranceway to when I put it in there. So I'm going to cut this up and show you the sidewall. Alright, so I finished cutting out the sidewall for the pot cozy. So as you can see, the cup would then sit in here like this, and I tried to make it as flush as I could. So I might trim that down a little bit more, and then what I'll do is use some of this metal tape then to tape the enclosure together. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna tape it. I'm probably gonna trim this down a little bit more. I cut off some pieces as is already, so it's a little bit snugger. Tape it up, and then the next step is to work on the base, so cutting out the base part for the mug. So let me get started on that, and I'll show you where I'm at. Okay, so I finished the outer wall, and I have it taped up with the metal tape. So the next step to do was to make the pot cozy base. So basically what you have to do is put your pot into the outer wall, place it on here, and with your permanent marker trace the outline of that, which I did here. And then cut out the circle, which will now be, they want you to tape it on there like that, so you have a nice little enclosure. So what I did was, made little strips of the metal tape, and you just kind of go, like that across the whole outer part of it. So I'll do a couple of these. I'll finish it off and then stop the video. Okay, so the next step for making the pot cozy from the instructions was to make the pot cozy lid. So what they wanted you to do was make another long strip. This one's about 1.5 inches high, and what we're going to do is make this so it fits with the pot into the current cozy, what we have currently so far. Have it so it wraps around the top of that, and it has a snug fit like that. So this is going to be the Sorry, it's going to be the side of the lid. So what I'm going to do is tape it right here where it connects, and then once that's taped, I'm going to do again, just trace a circle around here. So, and that'll be the top of it. So let me just quickly, I could do this on the video, I suppose. So I just took some of the metal tape, and wrapped it around like that. So that's going to be the side of the lid, and what I'm going to do now is just trace around here. I guess I could do that on the video to show you. So let me put that on here. Okay. Again, this is fairly easy to do. It's very painless, and I'm hoping it works. So I've never done it never done it before. So okay, so that's going to be my lid. It's not a perfect circle, but I guess it's good enough. So I'm going to cut that out and show you it when it's all pieced together, and then we'll do some testing of it. So okay, so I finished cutting out the top of the lid for the pot cozy, and so what it's going to do is just going to sit right here. And I'm going to tape it onto the side of the lid. So if you're going to follow this and do this, make sure that you have the lid to the actual mug in there too, because, like, for example, this one has a little lip on it, so I want to make sure that the pot cozy would fit that. So it's going to have to kind of sit like that. So what you're supposed to do now, according to the instructions, is just take your metal tape and just put it on the side like that again. And go all the way around the circle until it's fully enclosed. So I'll do a little bit of that on this video. Yeah, so again, very painless to do, very simple. Materials didn't cost too much to make, so that's basically what it's going to look like. I'm gonna finish doing all the tape and make it a little cleaner outside of this video, and then we'll try it out and see if it works. So, all right, so I finished making the pot cozy just like how the instructions said to do it. It's fairly painless. So what I'd like to do now is go into the kitchen and boil up some water, and then put it into this mac and cheese and see if we can make it work by simmering it in the pot cozy. So let's go into the kitchen and try it out. Alright guys, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to boil 2 cups of water on the stove. Once that water gets to a boil, I'm going to put it into the vacuum sealed bag of mac and cheese, and then I'm going to put that bag into the pot with the pot cozy, and I'm going to test to see how long it takes to properly cook and to make sure that it's still piping hot. Using the pot cozy, and then I'll repeat the same test but without using the pot cozy and see how that makes a difference, what kind of difference you'll see. So let me let this water get to a boil, and then I'll start the test. Alright, so that water's up to a nice rolling boil, so I'm going to take it off the stove now and try to see if I can get it into this bag and then close the lid. So hopefully I don't burn myself. So here we go. So that's going into the bag. Cool. Well, looks like it's pretty large. This might not be good. I might need a larger bag for this, but I'm going to just do it without the lid since it doesn't seem like it seems like it was kind of filled to the brim there. Alright, so I'm going to start the timer now and see how long it takes for this to properly cook. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes I've been letting it sit here. So I'm going to open it up and test it out, see how it's looking. So I do feel a little bit of heat, but not too bad. And I don't know if you can see the smoke, but yeah, it's still really hot. And it definitely seems cooked all the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour out, I'll try to, I hope I don't burn myself on video. I'm going to pour out the water to this. Yeah, and this water is still incredibly hot right now. Let me try to get the rest of it out. Sorry, it's my first time doing this, so I guess most of it's out. So as you can probably tell, the pot is still absolutely clean, so I don't have to spend any kind of time working on cleaning it afterwards. So what I'm going to do, this is an ounce of olive oil, and it has olive oil has like, geez, a couple hundred calories per ounce. So I'm going to put that in there, so if I was on the trail, that would help me, give me a little bit more energy. So I'll put that as this is going to be a butter replacement. And then I'm going to put the seasoning pack in there. And let me mix this up a little bit. Yeah, so the macaroni is definitely thoroughly cooked. It's very soft, just as normal, and just takes a little bit of mixing. And that was just in 15 minutes, so during that 15 minutes I wouldn't have to be using fuel and trying to, you know, cook this all the way. I could be doing something at a campsite, for example, setting up a tent. So yeah, so I'm going to get this out and put it into a bowl and finish mixing it, but it looks like it was a complete success, so I'm going to try it again without using the pot cozy and see how that compares with this. Alright, so I have the mac and cheese put in a little bowl over here. You wouldn't have to do that. You could actually eat it right out of the bag if you were in, you know, if you didn't have access to a bowl like this. I have another pot of water starting to boil. I'm going to repeat this again. But yeah, this mac and cheese, it looks like I actually cooked it a little too long. I don't think I need to let it simmer that long because it's a little clumped together. But it's definitely thoroughly cooked. I'm going to put a little bit of some Cajun seasoning on it. So let's see. There we go. Give it a little bit of spice. And you know, if you wanted to, you could add, you know, a little Spam single into there, chop that up, or maybe some tuna fish. And this would geez, mac and cheese has, you know, about 1,200 calories in it. So that's definitely a lot of calories that you'd want to have for energy. So let me try it out while this is boiling. Yeah, it's great. Ooh, the Cajun spice is real spicy too. Yeah, it tastes really good. You can't even tell that there's no milk and butter in it. All I put was olive oil in it, and it tastes really great. It'd be really tasty. So I'm going to repeat this test again. I'll shut off this video, let this boil, and I'm going to just let it. I'm going to put it directly into the pot here and see how that does. So that's next. All right, so this water's at a new boil. So I'm going to put it directly into the pot. So again, this is going to mean I have a dirty pot that I have to clean after I'm done. And then I'm going to put the mac and cheese right in that pot. And I'll put the lid on it. And I'm going to let it sit for 15 minutes just like I did the other one, but this time it's going to be without the pot cozy. And we'll see how it stacks up. Again, this mac and cheese that I have from the first attempt, it's still piping hot. It's actually too hot for me to eat right now. So I'm going to let this sit for about 15 minutes and test it out again. Alright, so here's the second pot. I'm going to open it up. So yeah, so it's still not quite cooked. Yeah, the water is definitely, I mean, it's hot, but it's not absolutely scalding like it was with the pot cozy. So yes, I think I would need a little extra longer, maybe longer cooking on the stove to be as efficient. So all in all, I think it went fairly well. So I think this will, in the long run, this is going to help save me on fuel. I'll just have to get the water to a boil, put it into the bag and the pot cozy, and then let it sit there while I do something else, and this will help keep all the heat insulated in it. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I haven't really seen a bunch of people using pot cozies in their bug out bag, but I've seen a lot of ultralight backpackers and through hikers use it. So I thought it'd be fun to include into mine. So this is what, when I eventually finish my cooking compartment, I'm definitely going to have this pot cozy included in it, and it'll just, you know, this pot would be sitting in there like that for storage. So it doesn't really add much for this storage space, and it gives it a nice little cool container to be in. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me any comments if I did anything wrong in it, and I'm going to start eating a little bit of this mac and cheese, and talk to you guys later. Feel free to leave comments.